Hey guys, you may notice that this background is just a wee bit different, and that is because I moved, and I'm only like 10% unpacked, so the background will slowly evolve into something really cool, but for now we just got Pete, my OG Pete and sign background, so sorry about that. And I only have one camera out right now because I don't even know where the second camera is. It'll be back though. Give me like a couple weeks and we'll be back to normal. All right, but I hope you're doing well, my majestic little monkey. Anyway, we're reading Reddit. Am I the scallywag for telling my sister to stop using nonsense baby talk? Is it to a baby? Because then that's okay, I think. But if not, oh, see, I'm doing it right now. I kind of do that. My 34 female sister, 27 female, Alana, has always been somewhat infantile. But in the last year, she's stepped up her game in the category of nonsense baby talk. She was seeing a guy last year who I think liked it, which might be why. Oh, red flag numero uno with the guy. But it's literally every second sentence and it's driving me nuts. Oh. Nah, fam, I couldn't do that. Some examples. She arrived at my house and asked if she could put some juice in the fridge. Juice in the fridge, maybe? Turned out she wanted to put juice in my fridge. Yes, I'm pretty good at baby talk. On seeing my 6-month-old crying, she loudly said, "Oh no, don't cry." Wait, how do you think she's doing this? "Oh no, don't cry." And she asked if we have any ice in the freeze. Ice in the freezer? You get the idea. It's endless and very annoying. My older sister, 35 female, Esty, she's giving her sisters really cool names, and I have chosen to combat this by pretending we don't know what she means until she says it correctly. Oh, you mean like how you teach a toddler to talk? Wow. My mom does nothing about it, as Alana is the youngest and always babied a bit. Oh, well. Did I just... I was just gonna do 2 + 2 = 4, but I just ended up defiling my own fingers. And your screen. Sorry about that. Mom has even translated the baby talk for me and Esty when we are pretending we don't understand. Oh my god. Anyway, yesterday Alana was at my house for my birthday and the baby talk was dialed up to 100. We had a giant cookie for a cake, and later in the evening Alana handed my husband a plate and requested a slice of cake and cooks. Oh, a slice of cookie cake. This was too much for me, and I told her to stop with the made-up words. She replied, "But it's cute." I informed her it was not cute and asked her to cut it out. She refused and told me I can do whatever I want and nobody can tell me what to do, or something along those lines, to which my mom agreed. Mom is an enabler. I don't like mom. I then said that she had to make sure not to use the nonsense words in front of my 6-month-old, as I wanted her learning the right words, which was really just an excuse to stop her from doing it. Alana pointed out that Esty uses made-up words with her 2-year-old. Esty says tummer instead of tummy, but that's the only one she could think of. I said that what Esty does with her daughter is irrelevant because I'm the one asking Alana to stop. Yeah, that's a terrible argument. That's so dumb. That's like being like, well, that guy killed someone, so like, I can. I don't know. That bit might not be relevant, but I'm adding for full transparency. When my husband reappeared with the cake, I refused to let Alana have it until she asked for it properly. She gave me a death glare, but did ask properly, albeit sulkily. My am I the scallywag is twofold here. Was I the scallywag to withhold the cake until she asked for it like a grown-up? And was I the scallywag for telling her to stop talking nonsense in the first place? She is, after all, a fully grown adult who can do what she likes, but I honestly can't tell you how irritating it is to hear nonsense talk all the time from a 27-year-old woman, and she had it dialed up to 11 for some reason. My mom agreed with Alana, obviously. Esty wasn't there, but agreed with me when she was told what happened, as did my husband. I'd love to put my foot down and tell her to cut it out every time, but I need the judgment on Reddit for this, as I don't know if I'm blinded to my unreasonableness by how annoying it is. I don't think I could take more than like 1 sentence per visit like that. Maybe 2. Maybe where it's like allotted, you know? Where it makes sense. Like I get baby talk with little kids and everything. But even then, I tend to try to talk to my nephews like people because, you know, you want them pronouncing things regularly. When they're like babies, it doesn't really matter. But as like a 2-4-year-old or whatever, I talk to them like this, like an intellectual, if you will. You know, if you're like in a relationship where you do stuff all the time, you kind of get blinded to it. So I'll give her that like benefit of the doubt, I guess. Like Caleb and I talk to each other in like 85 different voices. One of which is like,
we talk like this, but we pronounce stuff. It's not like we mispronounce stuff. It's just like a little higher inflection.
In front of people, no, I don't know. I hope my sisters would be like, hey, that's really fucking annoying. Stop. You're embarrassing yourself, you know? That's what sisters are for. That's what sisters and brothers are for, you know? To call you out on your shit, and you don't need to sugarcoat anything. Who cares? But comments say, not the scallywag, I haven't even met your sister and I just need her to stop so badly. Another comment said, it's not even baby talk. Mixing up vowel sounds is not part of typical child language development. It's just weird. OP said, that's what my husband said. It's just nonsense, really, isn't it? Yeah, like even the words she's saying, it's like what a 1.5-year-old would say. Maybe not quite that. Maybe like a freshly 2-year-old would say, like they don't know how to say words yet. I guess that is baby talk. I don't know. Another person said, not the asshole. Just tell her I have no idea what you're talking about every single time. Because if what you're typing is an accurate representation of what she's saying, I have no idea how she expects anyone else to parse any of that. OP said, this is largely how we've chosen to combat it. It seems to have made her double down. I think because she thinks we're in the wrong and she's standing up for herself. Yeah, it's very strange. It's very strange. It's a really weird hill to die on. Like, oh, I need to do my Mimi talk. I need to do my Mimi talk. Shut up. Okay, well, we have an update, so let's just dive into that. To answer a few questions, yes, I've addressed this with her before, as has Esty. This is just the first time I flat out refused to follow up on what she said. She pulled the "but you do it with your daughter" card on Esty before too, so clearly she thinks that it's a good argument. The only people present were me, my mom, Alana, and my husband. It was just a low-key thing, so no big crowd. Esty and her husband joined later via Zoom. We played Joke Boat on Jackbox. I came 5th. I don't know how that's relevant, but that's all right. Alana is generally very sweet and fun, but definitely immature and can be super annoying. This gets on my last nerve very quickly, and I can be hard on her, hence my MI scallywag. Usually, my husband is good at pointing out if I'm being harsh, but he was totally on my side here. Yes, I used the Haim sisters' names on purpose. Oh, I don't even notice. And yes, I'm smug. I get to be Danielle. I love that. I love that. It's your post. Anyway, my mom just came over and I spoke to her. She agreed very quickly that it is annoying as but said that Alana is working on standing up for herself, and my mom wanted to support that. Get your shit straight, mom. There's other things you can support other than baby talks, like standing up for herself. What the fuck? I was like, sure, but pick your battles. My mom agreed and said she will talk to her about it when it's just them, and she thought that agreeing with me in the moment would have made Alana defensive, and she wouldn't have listened, which is probably true. Fair enough. Mom knows best with that kind of stuff. I mentioned what some comments had said about it being my house and being able to ask her to stop. She agreed with this and reiterated she would talk to Alana. That's all I have for now. I'm going to talk to Esty, and I think we're going to go for a talk to her, seriously treat her like an adult approach, and try to be a bit kinder about it. Thanks again for the comments. Esty and I are feeling very vindicated. Next update, 5 days later. Hi everyone, I'm back with an update to my previous post. As I said before, Esty and I feel incredibly vindicated by the judgment and the comments in general, as we are always being told by our mom not to be hard on poor Alana. It's got to the point where we don't rip into her like we do to each other, which is a shame as we are English and our primary love language is insults and sarcasm. With insults and sarcasm, that's how they know that you love them. Anyway, I digress. I got my chance to confront Alana on Saturday evening when Alana and my mom came over for another round of Jackbox, and Alana asked me if I liked her new jump. I replied, "You're what?" And she leveled me with a slightly smug, unblinking stare. Like a jumper? Like a sweater? What are you talking about? My mom jumps in and tells me she means her jumper. English term for sweater. And Alana interrupts her saying, she knows what I mean. I can say jump if I like. Clearly, she had decided to double down, but I had my Reddit voices in my ear and I was prepared. I asked her to stop talking in nonsense words, and she told me that it's a thing that all millennials do. Oh, nay, nay. Nay, nay, my dear, my dear, my dear. Also, you're not a millennial if this was recent. I don't know when this was, but maybe she is a millennial. I don't know. Now I need to check. I checked. It was 2022. She's a millennial. And I needed to get over it and said that I do it too and gave Prosec as an example. Prosecco. Oh my God. Just because you shorten a word doesn't mean you're doing baby talk. There's being like, hey, can you pass me the Prosec? Instead of, oh, would you pass me Prosec, please? Sorry, I had to do that. I disagreed, then told her that I'd be Googling it. Translation, I've asked a bunch of Redditors, and that it had made me wonder if she was doing it as a reaction to no longer being the youngest in the family. She was very affronted by this, telling me she had been doing it way longer than the arrival of the kids. I said that she had been doing it much more recently. My mom agreed with me. Good job, Mom. Alana looked livid at this and kept spluttering that it wasn't the case. I then said that in my Google Reddit research, I'd read that it could be a comfort for anxiety and asked her if this is what it was. She seemed very annoyed about me trying to diagnose her and make it into an issue. That's such a sibling thing to do. It says you might be stupid. IMO, she was trying to be cute and funny and I was ruining it with my concern for her well-being. Classic sibling. She told me that I was very weird for thinking it's a big deal and for Googling it, and said I was doing this because she's far too old to be talking like a Yoda baby. Also an English Yoda baby, which might even be a little better. I then said if it wasn't a reaction to anxiety, could she please stop? Because it annoys me a lot and I don't want to be annoyed when I hang out with her. Full props to Reddit for my phrasing here. She stared at me in silence for a good 20 seconds. I could see her brain whirring as she tried to calculate a reason to say no, but in the end, my mom quietly interjected with, "That's a reasonable request, isn't it?" And Alana gave a hefty, defeated sigh and said, "Fine." I said, "Thank you," and we swiftly moved on. I'm hopeful that that's the end of it. I'm so glad I turned to Reddit for this one, as all the advice worked perfectly, and I'm going to try and keep it in mind with my interactions with Alana going forward. I just know, I didn't read the comment that said it, but I just know Reddit was the one that's like, tell her that she's got something wrong with that. It's probably just a coping mechanism for all of her issues. That'll get in her head. Just like that. I'm glad the mom stood up. I feel like that's really what really got to her, is that the one person that is egging her on, and that, like, for a lot of girls, like, the mom is that validation thing for some reason. And I think that probably helped a lot, but I think the phrasing was really well. So I'm glad it worked. I'm glad it worked for you. I lost respect for my significant other after a disgusting prank at work crossed a line. Ooh, pranks scare me. Pranks scare me because it's like, if everyone's not having fun, then it's not a prank and it's just like bullying, basically. But let's read it anyway. My significant other recently told me about a situation at their job. A coworker accidentally left behind a food item and asked another coworker to drop it off at their house. Not that it really matters, but thankfully the food item was still sealed and unopened. My significant other suggested dunking the item in a public restroom toilet. That's like bioterrorism. Like, what? As a joke before returning it. Okay. The other coworker actually did it, and the item was given back without the person knowing. I would leave this person. God knows he's probably stuck your toothbrush up his ass, and then he'll tell you like 3 years later, after he's done it like every day that you brush your teeth. My significant other told me the story like it was funny. I was disturbed. It feels immature at best and unethical at worst. It's unethical. Just because no one technically likes this coworker, that doesn't justify doing what they did. Since starting this job, I feel like my significant other's maturity level has regressed significantly. I am losing respect and questioning our future over the shift I'm seeing. Am I overreacting to this as a serious character issue? No, I would leave, like, immediately. This is the biggest red flag. You don't need any more. Like, for somebody to treat somebody like this, unless this coworker is like evil, you know, like an evil person that's like evil to people. I don't know, you know, like it would need to be the Joker. I don't know, like American Psych. I don't know. This is weird, but he seems like, I feel like the people that do this kind of thing and don't feel like it's, are either A, really dumb, or 2, like sociopathic, psychopathic. Like, I don't even think a psychopath would even bother with doing this. I feel like it's just too much effort. I don't even know. I'm leaning on he's just really dumb and not mature at all, and he's like a, I don't know how old he is, but this is something like a 15-year-old boy would do, a bully would do. This isn't a prank. Where's the prank? No, you're not the asshole. I would break up with him, to be honest. OP adds, apparently this coworker is secretly hated by everyone. What did he do? Does it make it any better? I could never fathom doing that to anyone, no matter how much I didn't like them. Okay, but why is he hated? Like, what did he do? Did he do something terrible to somebody? A comment asks, has he always had behavioral issues like this? And OP responds, it's annoying because he would always come home and tell me how immature all of the employees are there, etc. But then he slowly started showing signs of the same immaturity he was describing. But this absolutely floored me and completely changed the way I view him as a person. Hence the username. This is not the person I married. I need more information, and luckily there's an update, so let's just read that. Hours after calmly explaining how this behavior could affect our family, it was acknowledged. Then hours later, they completely dismissed what I said, and in writing, sent a message to another coworker higher up than them about wanting to knock that same coworker's teeth out of their mouth? What? It's giving like middle school bully. The immaturity is beyond repair. I plan on setting them down tonight and potentially discussing a trial separation until they can get their shit together. I'm officially done. Yeah, no shit. I stand behind you. Like, the toilet stuff was enough for me, but that is just diabolical. Like, grow up. What is happening right now? OP adds, what really sucks is that you can be with a person for years and you think everything is great, and then you have a kid and shit goes sideways. You have a kid? Oh, crap. It keeps getting messier and messier. Oh, crap. Comment said, that's not a prank. That's a poisoning. A prank is cutting up an apple and sticking it in an orange peel. It's kind of a lame prank, to be honest, but all right. Dipping someone's food in the toilet water is an act that can reasonably lead to sickness. It's a violation of someone else's bodily autonomy. Do you want your children learning this is appropriate behavior? OP said, not at all. That's why there needs to be consequences, and I'm seriously reconsidering my life choices. Another comment says, or he could be like me. It's not good either way, but before I learned to stop, I would desire friendship and camaraderie so much I would become like the people who accepted me, even the awful ones. The difference here seems to be that he or they participated instead of just standing by and letting it happen. I don't know. I just know the behavior is crap. Yeah, I don't think that's an excuse. That just speaks to his maturity. It's like if he's willing to do that as a grown adult that you have a child with, then that's enough. That's enough for me. I'm good. OP said to that though, what helped you stop the behavior? I'm proud of you for realizing it and doing something to stop it. The behavior is more than crap. It's embarrassing. We are well into our 30s and you will think that having children that you need to provide for would be the forefront of all your decisions, especially when you are in a professional setting. Another comment says, which I was actually thinking of it as well, are you going to report him to the coworker that was abused or to his company? OP said, seriously considering it. After I get my finances in order, I'm morally outraged. Like, the shock still hasn't worn off. Honestly, I would, like, anonymously, I would just do that. But then it's like, who else knows? So it's kind of rough, you know, that's kind of, I don't know. But I totally get where the commenter's coming from. All right, 2 days later, no amount of calmly explaining or simplifying how inappropriate his behavior has been since starting this new job has made him understand. Okay, so it is a dude. Seems like a dude thing to do. I had a very blunt and direct conversation with my significant other about how unacceptable his actions were at work. As expected, he deflected and made excuses. I shut them down immediately. Here are the excuses he gave. He was on the clock, but the coworker who actually tampered with the food was off the clock. You still poisoned someone. What the coworker who followed through has a mental disability and took the joke too seriously. You came home and said it was funny. You said it was funny. You didn't say, oh my God, I made this joke and this person actually went through with it. I feel awful. You said, haha, this is so funny. We committed bioterrorism in my office space against a person. Oh my God, this is so dumb. The head boss talks like that all the time, so he did not see the harm in doing the same. The coworker whose food was tampered with is an alleged drug user, so he feels no empathy toward them. Another one, other coworkers were also suggesting ways to tamper with the food. He's a drug user. That's bad, but like maybe he has issues. Maybe there's, what is this world, dude? What is this world? None of that changes the fact that this happened at work. None of it changes the fact that he is the sole provider for our family and our children. None of it excuses risking our financial security over middle school level behavior. Exactly, queen. Exactly. Since starting this job, this level of immaturity has come out of nowhere. What concerns me the most is that he does not fear consequences because he believes the coworker will never find out. Nay, you will tell them. I know it. I have not read ahead, but I have full belief that you will tell them. He does not believe there will be any legal or professional repercussions. He does not know that when I am financially able to, I plan to inform the employees about what happened.
Gonna inform the employees about what happened. Baby, she's gonna inform the employees. Baby.
She's sitting like this. She's looking at me like, shut up, bitch. I have sacrificed everything to be a stay-at-home mother. I do not have my own income. I do not have a village. So for him to claim the weight of being the sole provider while actively putting our livelihood at risk feels like a slap in the face. My focus is my children. I said what I needed to say. What he chooses to do from here will determine his own future. I made it clear that this behavior is divorce-worthy. I cannot leave immediately because I will not make my children homeless, but I am done tolerating this. I will find a way to create income and stability for myself one way or another. I am done. I feel like there's a way, you can definitely, when you get a lawyer, which you should definitely get a lawyer, tell them this. Like, I know it's like it's a prank, but you can use that against him. You know what I mean? Because that is it's just, oh, it's like you're married to a child. It's like you're married to a child. It's like this person can't care for us. Or I don't trust this person anymore because he's putting food into toilets. Like, God forbid, you know, what has he done to me that he doesn't care about or something? You just never know, you know? And that's, I know I'm being a little vindictive, but I just want this woman to be secure with her children and everything. And it's just, I don't know. It's very concerning behavior though. Comment said, been following this. I think it's got to the point where you need to consult a lawyer and not Reddit keyboard lawyers if this is true. OP said, I'm hoping I can find a lawyer in my area that can give a free consultation. Another comment said, if his boss is worse than it has given OP's husband permission to let himself off the hook for any self-accountability, hubby is showing her who he really is when no one is watching. I hope she gets out quickly. Exactly. Like, it's so much more than just a prank, which isn't a prank. This is just an awful thing to do. He's really showing his true colors, and he thought it was funny, and he told you. And the fact that he's like what hasn't he told you? You know, that's the thing. I feel like everything he told you that his coworkers have done, he probably egged on or he was a part of, and now he's like telling you this, and he's probably regretting it now because you're leaving. Oh, what a mess! What a mess! What a dummy head man. What a stupid little man. Right, baby? She's like, yeah, sure, mom. Sure. Here, come up. Oh. She's so pretty. I love her so much. But that's it for the video. Let me know what you guys think down below. I know I only did 2 stories, but they were kind of long. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video.
And baby says bye. You want to say bye? Bye.
Her little polydactyl paws.
Goodbye, my majestic monkey. Bye.